If you're in property management and you're not at the MX Summit, what are you doing? Join us September 16th through 18th in Rapid City, South Dakota. The Maintenance Summit is the only conference laser-focused on property maintenance operations, where the industry's sharpest minds come to level up. Think cutting-edge strategies, priceless insights, all-inclusive meals, killer entertainment, and the can't-miss MX Showdio, a Western experience you'll be talking about all year. Oh, and the Turnover podcast. They're going live from the main stage. Seats are limited. Don't miss the event that sets the standard. mxsummit.co.
Welcome to The Turnover. The format is simple. Take 3 multifamily media network hosts with a maintenance background and put them together. The twist is that, like maintenance in the apartment industry, they have to respond to the unknown. You see, 2 of the hosts don't know what the topic is. The fun part is there's no limit and you get to listen in. So what ideas are we turning today?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to The Turnover. I'm Paul Rhodes, Mark Sharp, and Chris Caramanica, and you have saddled up for another ride on turning whatever topic one of us has to discuss. My topic for today falls in line with a couple of projects I've been working on, which is coming up with a way to introduce new people to the apartment maintenance industry. It is something that we've all discussed both on camera and off camera as a big need for us. So I thought I would take a very common question and adjust it a little bit for the specific topic today. And the question is, what one thought would you like a new employee to know at the 60-day mark? So it's not what you want them to know on day one. It's not what you want them to know a year from now. What thought do you want to give to your new to the apartment maintenance industry at the 60-day mark? And we can even take it out from just apartment maintenance. This could be for our office team, our corporate team, our marketing team, even our vendors. What essential item at the 2-month mark would you want them to know?
This is easy for me because
I'm struggling here.
I was just at a state education conference. I attended a session taught by the wonderful Kara Rice.
Ooh.
And she hit us with some statistics.
Hey, we need to set a ground rule here. No fair copying genius. Really and truly.
No. But once you hear what I have to say, both of you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Her session was on onboarding. Okay. And Kara, being from Swift Bunny, analytics company, tons of data, really great session. But one of the things that she said in her session was they polled however many people they polled. But I know you said specifically the 60-day mark, but her study was done on a 90-day mark.
Yep.
But it was like 30% to 30 some odd percent of maintenance personnel, when they hit the 90-day mark, did not even know whether or not they were doing a good job. So what's a thought that I would like for anyone in the apartment industry to get in the 60-day mark is to know whether or not they're actually doing a good job.
Ooh.
Can we be a little bit more purposeful about the praise that we give out? We talked about this before, Chris. Very rarely is leasing apartments on day one. They go through training. But maintenance on day one, here's your keys, here's your phone, here's your app, here's how you log in.
Here's your garbage bag.
Here's your tools. Go. By the way, you're on call. Have fun with that. go on. And then there is no follow-up. It's just not there. It's not there. And I don't want to say because people don't care. I don't want to get that. I don't want to get into that. But there is no follow-up. There is no, hey, you've been here for 2 weeks. You've been here for a month. You've been here. So my thought that I would love for people to know, especially maintenance, is you're doing a great job. Thank you. I'm done.
Hold on one second.
Thank you, Kara, right? For the information.
Yeah. So, Paul, your question is interesting. Your insights are spot on. I'm gonna take it one step further. My organization has been very big on retention. I think we talked about this before, just in general. Retention is a challenge in the multifamily industry, in this job market, in the world that we live in today, right? Nobody is taking jobs and staying there for 5 or 10 years anymore, right? We're looking to retain people just a little bit longer. So one of the big things that my team did and my region is doing is really focusing on retaining employees. And to do that, we came up with several different benchmarks, but we're going to talk about one that is important to this conversation and ties into a little bit of what you said, Mark, is I have my 5 regionals in 3 different states. On day one that a new maintenance team member, no matter where they are, is hired, that regional puts on their calendar and my calendar a 30, a 60, and 120-day check-in. Now, yes, that is part of the onboarding plan for the on-site property manager to do. We've taken it a step further. We're doing it for our regionals. And my regionals have been very good about this in the last 5 months. I'm thankful to all of them because it's been giving me some really good insights. And we are thanking them. That was one of my, Mark, I'm glad you said that because I think you always have to be thanking your team members, not just at the 60-day mark. But we're also asking them a very simple question. What can we do for you? Nice, open-ended question. It's not yes or no. It's not, do you like being on call? Yes or no. Do you like the residents? Yes or no. Do you like your property? It is, what can we do for you?
Yeah.
And from that, we are getting training opportunities. We're finding out things that they don't know about the property. Oh, I didn't know that we have to be on call every 3 weeks. Okay, so we can make an adjustment to either our interview process or our onboarding process. So for me, it's the conversation. Whatever comes of it, you have to act on it.
There you
go. Paul, to answer your question, we're asking questions. I'm not telling them anything other than Mark's thank you at the 60-day mark. I'm letting them tell me.
Yeah.
That is, I think the takeaway from both of your points is it becomes a personal thing.
Sure.
In other words, what we need to go to our newer associate is an intentionality to where setting those calendar appointments with our team members and then having that be a true conversation, a back and forth. That is a completely different turn, if you will, than where my answer was as I was coming up with this question. My response was that I want my employee who's had a chance to live in the shoes for a little bit. I want them to realize that this is a long-term game. Yes, we have work orders, we have PM plans, we have apartments to turn, we have individual benchmarks that we need to meet. And what I want my new employee to understand and for me to demonstrate as their leader, that the little victories that you have on a daily basis are more important than the big win.
the big win of hitting an occupancy target. Yes, that's a cool thing. We need to do that. The big win of leasing X number of apartments so that we get our rent up X amount over or back up to market, or whatever those big wins are. Those are awesome, but it's even better the fact that you went in and you fixed the dishwasher instead of replacing the dishwasher.
Yeah.
That is more important than the fact that you did 100 work orders this week and 0 callback.
So another thing that we do, and Paul, you just spurred my memory. It's been part of our performance development conversations that we have every year with our new associates, with all of our associates. Every year we have a review cycle, and it's right on the review sheet. It's a simple yes or no question that we're all supposed to ask. It's, do you have the tools to do your job? And that is on, doesn't matter what your job is. You could be the CEO. That is on that on the CEO's review, which I would assume is done by the board of directors, right? It is on every VP, every regional, every director, every porter, cleaner, leasing consultant. It's a yes or no question on the form because you have to select yes or no, but it's an open-ended question because it is not the physical tools. And it's not something that we ask often enough. Do you have the tools to do your job? To Paul could be very different than to Mark, or from a property manager to a porter. It could mean physical tools. It could mean, do you have the authority to make decisions? Do you have the computer software, computer access to pull the reports or generate work orders? Do you have an iPhone that you can use mobile work orders on, or an Android? I'm an Android person.
Android, yes.
I should. Yeah, you got to be careful this day and age, right? I don't want to get flagged. But it's a yes or no question, because if somebody selects no, there better be an explanation in the comment section. What did that? Why was that no selected?
Yeah.
And it's another really good open-ended question that you could ask somebody at the 60-day mark to bring it back is, do you have the tools to do your job? And yes, they're going to say, oh, I don't have all the right screwdrivers or all the right wrenches in our world. I'm not asking. That's great. You gave me the physical tools. Give me the non-physical tools. Do you feel like you have a voice? Do you feel like you have authority? Do you feel like...
And to call back to something else you said, Chris, that cannot just live on a form. If you ask the question, you have to be prepared to do something with that information.
Yes.
And that is such a critical training moment or learning moment for not only that person, that your associate, your employee, but also from a company standpoint, a cultural standpoint. And we have to be willing to accept the answer we don't want to have. As a leader, you ask that, it's a loaded question. How many times, my guess, I'm thinking back now to where I've been asked that question, but it was reversed. And it wasn't, do you have, it was, you have everything you need, right?
Oh.
So
Yeah,
it's
I
not a
hate
question, that's a statement.
That's right.
That is there. Mark, any final wrap it up turning thoughts for...
As we're sitting here having this conversation, we've recorded a few episodes, different topics, different this, but the same thing to me that continues to pop up is ask. Talk to your people. Ask them. From my first question, ask. From Mike's question, ask. And to your question, Chris, you are asking, Paul, ask. Don't tell, ask. But be prepared for the answer and be prepared to act on it. Don't just ask the question because you feel like it's what you need to do. Ask because you actually genuinely want to know the answer to the question and are prepared to do something about it should the answer not be what you're expecting.
Yeah. And I'll take it one step further. When we ask questions, sometimes we don't have answers. That's okay.
That's right.
Sometimes when I ask, do you have the tools? and they say no, and they tell me what tool they need, whether that's physical or non-physical tool, I explain the why they don't have that tool and why I might not be able to meet their request. Now, I may be able to meet them halfway or not at all. But not just being able to ask, but explaining the why.
But, and in that process, you are validating the fact that you asked it. Chris, you told me you don't have access to the report that you think you need access to. That's a very good question. Here's why. And just the fact that I return and give you the why, you are valuable enough to have an answer to your request. On the back end, I get the opportunity as a leader to take that and go, why not?
Yeah.
Why can't this be there? And it's possible that there are valid reasons why not. That's it. So to close and wrap this up, thank you, gentlemen, for asking this vital ask question that we continue to turn back to asking more questions and remaining curious, because that's the cool thing about turnover is we get the opportunity to ask different questions and maybe come at them from different viewpoints. Thank you all, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, for listening to us turn this topic. Join us again for every other Saturday when you may get your question turned. And if not, why aren't you asking it? We give you the opportunity.
Boom.
Thanks all. We'll see you.
Now it's your opportunity to respond and let us know what we missed. If there's any topics of conversation you'd like us to turn over, head over to multifamilymedianetwork.com and leave us a message.